Hello, faceting friends. This is Brent in the United States of America. How are you doing today? I'm going to be cutting some helenite that a very kind friend sent me. So let me show you what they look like. They're green helenite, and we'll see if we can make a nice round brilliant out of it. This is what they look like. Helenite is volcanic ash from Mount St. Helens in the United States, a volcano that erupted about 1980 or 81. So they've taken the ash and they've made this material out of it. And it makes a pretty good gemstone. Of course it's soft. It's like 5 or 5.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, and refractive index is probably right around 1.5. Got one dopped up here ready to go. And today I think I'm going to start cutting this 6 main highlight round brilliant. It's a zircon cut, which means it's got extra culet facets. It really adds brightness to the gemstone with those 16 extra facets there. I guess there's 16. 12. It only has 12 facets there, so anyway. That's what we're going to cut today, and I'll get started on it. And thank you very much, John, for sending me the helenite. I'll start the cutting with this 600 crystallite standard disc. Actually, this was a topper that had a self-adhesive backing on it, and I mounted it to a cast iron lap. So this was a crystallite topper, but it's working very well. Okay, we're just about ready to start. I have my angle set at 47 degrees, which is what our first step is. 47 degrees, and then the indexes are 96, 16, 32, 48. This is our first main facet here, number 1, all these. We're going to start cutting those. So I've got to lower, I'm not touching the lap, so I've got to lower my mast, and lower the head, the faceting head actually. Alright, I'm just touching now, so I'll get started. Alright, we've got our speed on around 7.5 on this machine. We've got our water drip going, and we're ready to start cutting a little bit. Flat spot now on there. Okay, this is what we're looking at now. We have the main facets cut. This is using the 600 lap. I'm using the 3000 grit zinc lap. Well, actually, I'm using the zinc lap with 3000 grit compound to cut these brake facets. Because of this helenite being around 5 to 5.5 on the Mohs scale, it's fairly soft, and I can actually cut these facets with a 3000 grit. Cuts pretty quickly too. This saves a lot of steps. Alright, I'm final polishing, and I've polished everything, and I've just finished up the very culet facets right there. That makes it the zircon cut. The 12 culet facets. Now, I didn't follow the diagram completely. If you follow the diagram, they're saying to extend those culet facets all the way up to the brake facets. I did not do that. I wanted them smaller. So I left them smaller, about right here maybe. And I didn't add this facet either. I did not add those. I left out step number 3 completely. So I'm ready to transfer the stone. I also didn't facet the girdle. I polished it, but I left it unfaceted. I had some problems with this stone. You can see I have wax now when I started with epoxy. This epoxy failed on me. It didn't get hard all the way, and the stone was shifting. Twice I re-epoxied it, and it did not hold. So I used wax, and I changed my way of cutting a little bit and changed the whole diagram, my whole design. But I was able to salvage the stone, and I should be able to finish it up once I get some decent epoxy. As I used this, I took the label off, but this was Gorilla brand, which worked fine for me before. But this time, for whatever reason, this stuff is not working. Alright, I've used epoxy and did the dot transfer. I used DevCon 5-minute epoxy. I've started cutting the crown on this piece of helenite. And it's 6 mains I've cut. And I'm cutting with the 600 lap. I've just finished all the brake facets, and I cut them directly with the 8000 grit compound on the copper lap. This is working really well, going directly from 600 to 8000 grit. And once again, I'm going to make a change to this design here. This facet right here, I'm not going to use it. And I believe that is step number C. Yes, that's step number C. I'm going to eliminate that and go directly to the star facets, which are D. Okay, to cut these star facets, I had to go back to the 600 grit resin lap. For the 8,000 grit compound to cut it, it would be very, very slow. So there's the facet I'm cutting at the top. You've got to bring that down to touch the break facets. This is going pretty slow. I might even have to go back to a 600 plated lap instead of this resin lap. This is so slow. It's a lot of area to cut. And the thing is, when you're cutting a facet, the facet's getting larger the entire time, so it's actually slowing down slowly. When you cut facets, you don't actually speed up, you slow down because the facet surface is just getting larger and larger. So this will take a while if I stay with this lap. I mean, I like it because it's going to be very smooth and pre-polished almost, but it's just going to take so long. I'm going to have to change, or I'm going to be here for at least an hour, maybe more, cutting these 16 there's either 16 or 12 of these star facets, so I'm going to go ahead and change laps. Okay, I've got the star facets cut with the 600 lap, and I didn't come all the way down to my meats yet. I left them a little short so that I can bring them right up with the 8,000 grit paste on the copper lap. Okay, I've just cleaned my splash bowl. When I start to pre-polish, I like to get all that grit out of there and off of the edge, because you can bump into it, you can get it on your fingers, you can really contaminate things. So as I start to do the 8,000 pre-polish on these star facets, I decided go ahead and clean it out now. Okay, we're ready to go. This is final polishing, and I attempted to use cerium oxide and I got some scratching, so I went with diamond on the bat tin lap. Okay, I've finished polishing the crown facets, so next I have to cut the table. Okay, I'm ready to cut my table. I'll get the water started and get going here. Here's our finished stone.